So, spoiler-ish. We will get into some minor spoilers. We will not ruin the ending of the season, which also is episode 9 of Daredevil Born Again. Hold on to your hats. It's violent and shocking events that will make you die to see what's coming. But let's talk about full season, the sort of review in sort of a pastiche of what's to come. Alan, give your thoughts, non-spoiler, and we'll let you know when there'll be minor spoilers.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, the big thing is there's kind of this deal that I think you got it in episode 2 where Fisk is basically saying he doesn't like vigilantes and Daredevil better not show his face or they'll be hell to pay. And then you have the Kingpin, just trying to subdue his nature, which spoiler in this case, he can't do. Tiger can't change his stripes, so to speak. But a lot of it really is that battle between, we do get basically 2 court cases that Matt goes through. Very interesting. One involving the White Tiger and the vigilante, and then also and ends in a very superhero way, which I really liked. And then the second one is Muse, which I mean, Muse is horror. It's pure horror.
Muse is like a horror like villain on the scale of like how do you even say it? It's on Jigsaw. It could be like Jigsaw from the Saw series with Muse. It's very dark and violent, and the Muse storyline is fantastic.
Yeah. The other thing we're talking about is Wilson Trump? Is Wilson Trump? And I'll be honest, I know I heard what you said on Gary's. I think he's more Trump than what people are letting on, and not that it's not our opinion of Trump. It's someone who has severe TDS, imposing their feelings of who they think Trump is, and then placing it on Fisk, and maybe it's not a direct representation of Trump, but that if they could shoehorn something in, they'll do it, and they do it on a few occasions.
Well, I think people are overplaying the Trump comparison. I think it's like, and also villains have been the mayors of cities, the Penguin. Even in the 66 Batman Adam West TV series, Penguin ran for mayor, right? So it's happened with Lex Luthor. So, I mean, it's happened in comics. It's kind of become a trope at this point. Yeah. So, I mean, you can't just graft onto the most famous politician onto it. I'm going to review a film later this week, Mickey 17. That is overt. That is Trump. Okay. In this, I don't see it as much as other people.
Yeah, I mean, I get what you're saying. There are shades of it. He's definitely a populist. But I'll also say this. The Michael Gandolfini character is 100% Harry Sisson.
Well, there you go. Yeah. I will get into this episode 5 of the series, which I think had the potential to be one of the best episodes. And this is a spoiler, so be warned. Episode 5 of the series takes place on St. Patrick's Day, and the entire city, there's a St. Patrick's Day parade. Everyone's wearing green. The city is festive. It takes place during the day. Matt Murdock goes to a bank to get a loan. And who is the loan officer? Kamala Khan's dad, who talks so fondly of his daughter, Kamala, who's gone out to the West Coast. Anyways,
how many times does he mention Kamala in the entire episode?
He mentions Kamala Khan an insufferable amount of times.
Yes.
To the point where I'm like, when is Ms. Marvel going to show up in the show? Here it is. He does not.
Yeah.
It is clearly he invites Matt Murdock to their house to have dinner with his daughter. And then that doesn't happen. Now, may that happen in a future episode? Who knows? But episode 5 had the potential to be one of the best episodes. It's a bank heist. So some robbers come in. It's St. Patrick's Day. There's a heist, and Matt Murdock has to, in a stealth way, take out all the robbers, all the guys doing the heist, and kind of keep it on the down low. He's just a blind lawyer. Great episode, kind of ruined with Kamala Khan's dad kind of being this sort of whimsical side of it. So that's and they completely set up that Ms. Marvel will be in the very next episode, and then that does not happen. So make of that what you will. It doesn't ruin the whole series. It doesn't ruin that episode, but everything that could have been great in terms of toe to toe with the Netflix version isn't there. Alan, thoughts on that episode? Which is actually, if you go time wise, it will air right around St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah, it is a good episode. The whole idea that Matt can foil an entire bank robbery and not reveal himself as Daredevil. That's kind of the point of that one. But the mentions of Kamala Khan it was so annoying. It's like fathers, when fathers talk about their daughters, it feels kind of natural. In this case, you just felt like it was, for some reason, they just needed to mention her because I guess kids who like Kamala Khan will then watch this show. It just didn't feel natural. That's my point. To me, that's the standout problem of the entire series. I do like the fact that, we got White Tiger who has superpowers, Kamala Khan here. I do like the fact that they don't bring in the powers. It's just Daredevil doing his thing. Punisher is in several episodes. He does his thing. And there's no, everyone's just a really bad guy with heightened strength and things like that. No, I like the fact that it's not a full-on superhero film with superpowers, and we're not seeing mysticism. So Doctor Strange isn't in this thing. I do like the fact that they do again keep this show grounded, and I think that's its strength. Is that it is a superhero show, but it is one that we can kind of relate to.
Yeah, the groundedness is what makes it just so watchable. And it does what really good TV needs to do. As soon as I finish an episode, I'm dying to know what happens next. And that's what the show does that almost no other Disney Plus Marvel show or Star Wars is the worst at it. Because you're not invested. I'm invested. Charlie Cox and Vincent D'Onofrio as the leads, they have to get major props. They are so good in these roles.
They're so vital to the show.
They are just, I can't think of anyone else playing Daredevil, with all due respect to Ben Affleck. He's so good as this character. Amazing. In fact, it's just, he's the most human in the Marvel universe in a way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And that's the thing is the show is about what it's like to be a superhero or to have a secret identity. And it really follows along it just asks those questions. What would a guy who's trying to protect his identity do here? And then there's a moment where the show becomes Sopranos, where Wilson and Vanessa need to go through couples counseling. I think in lesser hands, this would have been played for comedy. But instead it's played for reality. The whole point here, or the key conflict here, is that Wilson went off and disappeared and left Vanessa to do everything, to keep the company going, to keep the crime going. and that he was nowhere to be found because he was off sulking because Echo had such a profound effect on him. He was a pussy for 2 years, and now he's back. And and there's a lot of things that happen in this couple's counseling session that
that felt very Sopranos.
It felt very Sopranos, but just the fact that the therapist is Daredevil's girlfriend or new girlfriend, and that there's some real issues between Fisk and Vanessa, Wilson and Vanessa, and again, this is why I love this series, because it's not just about superheroes. I'd like to see more fighting, and I think they get the balance right here than they did in terms of drama and action versus. I would say the post third season of Daredevil, which I kind of dropped out because it was just too much drama.
Well, I will say this: the conflicts are so well set up, where you have Wilson Fisk as mayor trying to put a face on to, like, there's a great scene, I think it was episode 3 or 4, where Wilson Fisk is visiting a school and the children are singing to him badly. And he's trying to keep his composure, but the kids suck. The kids are terrible at singing. And just him sort of sitting there, like, listening to the kids, being patient, and seeing these, like, third graders sing badly was so funny. So there's that. And then it really ends up coming to a head with these costumed vigilantes in conflict with the city, where Fisk puts together a task force of cops, dirty cops, who are loyal to Wilson Fisk to fight the vigilantes. It is the episode 9 comes to a head where there's the most shocking act of violence ever in a Daredevil show, and that's saying something.
Yeah.
I can't, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I do. And then
it leads to a very dramatic thing that will completely change everything in the following season.
Yeah.
And
that last episode.
Leave it there. Sorry, go ahead.
That last episode. I'm just saying that last episode.
Last episode 9, get ready.
Yeah.
It's full on drama.
It'll burn into your memory and it'll make you want to wait for that second season.
Yeah, it will definitely set up. It'll be very anticipated. And this is how you do a show. I want to know what happens next. So, kudos to them. We've seen all of them. I will say this. It does stick the landing and makes me excited for what's coming in the next season, because things are very much unresolved. It will lead to a place of conflict unresolved. Final thoughts. We'll go to comments.
Yeah. What was Disney thinking? Why couldn't they have done this early? This show stands out from the rest of the Marvel Disney Plus series, and it stands out too much. This world does not exist in the other shows, and that is the saddest thing of all. You could literally throw away everything they've done and just build your Marvel universe off of Daredevil from here on. And quite frankly, because of what we know in terms of the production of it and the changes and everything and what Feige's been up to, it does make me excited to see what happens with Fantastic Four. I am definitely more excited about Fantastic Four than I am about Superman at this moment.